We're right. Beautiful. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning to wherever you are in the world. My name is Rose Martini. I am in Australia and I'm an executive manager of Rosie World Records. And when you're an executive manager, there's nobody above you to promote you, to say you shine, you're a blessing, you're beautiful. So what I have done is I have decided to introduce my one and only best friend from USA that I hold so close to my heart, RealDence Nay. And she is amazing. She interviews anybody in the world. She shines. She's brilliant. Her YouTube is massive. And please like, share, and invite. So good morning to you or good evening. How are you?
That was awesome, Rose. Thank you. Thank you. I'm just, wow, you gave me a very gracious introduction. I'm so thankful, and I wasn't quite expecting that, but I'll take it. I'll take it.
But you do. What you do for people is magical. And there is no judgment. There is no malice. There is no nothing. Everything you do is from your heart, from your soul, from beautiful words, whether we say the right words or the wrong words, because we don't get it perfect all the time. That's what an executive manager is all about. We do stuff up. But do you know what? We keep going, we keep loving, we keep blessing, and that's what you do. So I'm here to say thank you on behalf of the world, because you interview the world. You are worldwide international, and I'm blessed to know you. And we are so blessed to have you here, climbing these mountains, blessing people no matter what statue that they live in or where they are in their career. So thank you for that. I really appreciate the love that you give so many people internationally, worldwide.
Oh my goodness, thank you. Oh my God, I'm about to cry, man.
So my first question is, give us a little bit about you. Let us know all about you, how you got to here. Like, we don't need all the ins and outs, but give us a broad spectrum of what got you to here.
Well, I tell you, it started out as something just fun as far as YouTube. And I was like, oh, let me try YouTube out. Oh, come on. Hey. And then I go back and look at myself. I'm like, oh my God, what was I doing?
So tell me what you thought of YouTube. I look at YouTube as only music, nothing else. You have educated me and millions of people to go, it doesn't have to be just music. So tell me how your vision was for YouTube.
Well, my vision was actually being a observer. I had gotten into YouTube. I was in the hospital actually, and I said I've been on YouTube before, but just for fun, and seeing other YouTube channels, a variety of them, I started saying things that I am actually ashamed now that I said them, because I was basically being the pot calling the kettle black. And I was like, how can I do that? I can't say this about this person and that person, and I haven't even done it myself. I don't know what it consists of. And I said, well, guess what? I should be ashamed of myself, and now I'm going to throw myself into the boiling hot water. And I did. And it looked so easy to me from the outside. But boy, when I actually got into the YouTube, I said, do I really want to do this? Oh my goodness. But once I learned I still don't know everything. I will probably never know everything because there's always some changes going on
Yeah.
with rules and
Mm-hmm.
guidelines and all kind of people with the red tape and ins and outs, and you can't do this. Yes, you can do that. Certain people can do certain things.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely it does exist. And I was like, you know what? Let me open my platform to people that don't really have a voice as well. People that are known, of course, and people that are not known, but deserve to be known and are actually putting forth the effort to be known. And I was like, well, all these personalities I see, I don't want to exactly follow in their footsteps, but some of their examples that I saw, I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. And that's something I might can go with. But then they were like, oh, you have to have a niche. And I was like, well, my niche is me.
Yes.
I'm the niche.
Yeah. Because do you
So,
know, you either love us or you hate us. That's it. There's no in between. You know, even when I do something on Facebook or something and you are the same, you get all the love in the world, but you always get that one person that has to like put you down because that's the personality they are. It's not because of us. It's because jealousy or, you know, they wish to be happier or, you know, and our challenge is to educate people to say, look at this person. Who was the last person that you interviewed?
the very last person I interviewed, let me go back on my little thing here. I had a feeling this may or may not come out. It wasn't, well, yeah, the last person I interviewed. I apologize. That was actually Doc Warren and his co-author, Tommy Oliver.
So
And
and that, see, I might not like that, but there are so many people out there that would not know him, would not reach out to him. It's a name that is not just visualized. So what you've done is expose that person, expose the doctor, expose the author, expose what they do and the greatness that you've given. So you might not like every single interview that, you know, RealDence Nay does, but the thing is, there will be one that you will embrace and that you will watch over and over and over again. And that's the gift that she gives you. And that's amazing. So talk to me. What else would you like to say? I've got lots of questions. So
oh, you ask away. You ask away. I agree. I agree. So you ask away. Have at it.
So you're a
But
mum?
Yes,
I want to
am.
speak about your private life, but you can not answer anything. You can say no, pass, and only give what you want. It's to give people to know that you're just, you know, just a
like
normal person. Yeah. So you're a mum?
Yeah.
You're a mum?
Yes, I am. I'm a mother. I have 3 daughters.
Mm.
2 of them are twins.
Whoa.
They are paternal twins. Yes. And they are grown ladies.
And do they support you with what you do?
I'm too old.
Old? How old is old? Give me a bracket, like a bracket.
In their opinion, I'm too old.
We're never told.
But when they need something, all of a sudden,
Mum shines.
Yes, the most gorgeous, the most beautiful person. Oh, we love you so much. You know the drill.
I know the drill. I have one daughter, and it's like she's got so many assessments that I went through her bag. It was like, oh my God, you got a week and a half to do these. She says, I've got it covered. Can't get her off the phone. She's grounded off the phone until they're done now. She's only 15 and it's like, oh my gosh, got a lot to cover there. So tell me, how did you start your YouTube? Were you fearful of it? Did you have confidence? Did you just go with the flow?
Honestly, it was not an easy road. Not an easy road. There was a couple of times, I have to say, I almost gave up. But then I said, if I give up, then that means everyone has won that already said, oh, you don't have no business on YouTube. Oh, you're too big to be on YouTube. They only want to watch small, slim people with the 5 million pounds of makeup on their face and artificial hair down to their kneecaps, you know. And I'm like, wow, that's stereotypical, but good grief. You know.
Do you know something that, you know that I have artists in West Africa, but do you know what I love about them the most? They accept you as you. They don't care on your size. It's the first place in the world that I find you don't get criticized on how you look. And yes, excuse me, I am losing weight and I'm very proud that I'm losing weight, but I'm still got a long way to go. But the thing is, they accept you for you, and I love that. And isn't stereotype horrible? Isn't it what they say, the victimization, the cruelty, you tear up and think, but I'm beautiful. Do you agree?
Yeah. I've always been confident, but I guess it was more so the rules of how things went with YouTube. I wasn't used to it, and it took a lot of reading. It took, and then I found out people were not so easy to share information that's actually free. So I was like, why? And
why? Yeah,
why? That doesn't make any sense to me, because you can't hold on to that information forever, because if you take it with you, then everything else dies with it. That's just ridiculous. When you want it to live on, hello, you have to pass on the information. It's just like going to school, passing on information. That's the way it worked. And I guess because I was new to the territory of YouTube, I started realizing some of these YouTubers are, they get on there what I would call their high horse and feel like any smaller YouTuber don't have rights to basically be on YouTube. And I'm like, well, you don't own YouTube, first of all. See, I got that head roll form rolls, first of all. So, yeah, don't get that hair rolling now. I can do that too. I really can. I can be just as kind-hearted. Or people say, oh my God, I didn't know you can be like that. You don't look like you can be like that. I think all of us have that particular side if you push a certain button.
One of the biggest turning points, I have coaching, and I can't mention who my coaches are on this platform, but they're big in America. And one of the people rang me and said, who do you think you are? I love the African plaits. I've always got one color or another. This will be changed in about 6 weeks' time. But they said, who do you think you are? Do you think you're being accepted in Africa because you're fat? Do you think that you're trying to be an African woman? They don't want you to be an African woman. They want the Italian woman. And the victimization of the judgment of me, I was like, oh, I thought you were my friend. No, 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 no. That person doesn't exist in my life now, because people like to judge, but you've got to look at why they judge, why they are jealous of you. What you have is unique. So tell me, are you happy with where you are with your platform?
It's growing, and that's of course what I wanted to happen, was for it to grow and to prosper. I am getting more popular by the minute.
Good.
And I'm like, little old me, you know, but I don't put myself on those pedestals like that.
Yeah.
I just know what I feel, and I'm just going to go with it. I no longer care who don't like it.
That's right.
Because
good girl.
you can't satisfy everyone. That's something that is actually impossible to do. And when I realized I had accepted that I know I cannot satisfy every single person, I just said, well, I'm just going to do me. I'm going to stay me. I'm going to be me, and I'm going to keep it real.
Yeah. How beautiful is that? You can't beat that. Nobody can beat that, because those words are perfect. It's just perfect where you are. So you've been doing merchandise for the last, I think, 8 weeks. How's it going?
Yeah, that's been something I've never been. That is a totally new thing for me as well. Mm-hmm. So I've been learning a lot, and I'm not afraid of challenges. I have actually doing YouTube actually has made me a little bit more bold, as in, if I can do YouTube, I can do anything. Good grief. Because doing YouTube, it takes a lot of heart. It takes a lot of heart and patience and sleepless nights. That has happened as well.
But why? Why? You're so good at what you do. Why the sleepless nights? What worries you? What are your challenges?
Oh my gosh, not challenges. Honestly, the editing is still a ridiculous headache. And
but you have somebody charming in your life that can fix that like this now, haven't you?
Yeah, luckily he took on that particular challenge. I'm so happy, because I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. But yeah, the editing and to make things, those special effects and everything that goes along with it, and the ads and the thumbnails, and it's a lot. And for one person to take on that much and that many titles, and then not be as tech savvy like me, I'm basic when it comes to the tech savvy stuff, very basic. So when it comes to, okay, can I make this camcorder work alongside with this laptop? But how do I transfer what's on my camcorder to my laptop? Wait, okay, wait a minute, hold up. I have issues with that. I'm not afraid to admit my issues. I know where I'm weak. You know, I know what takes up way too much of my time to make things more successful and more time, so that I can keep myself looking like I haven't been in a tornado. I don't want to be looking like I'm in a tornado all the time. So I'm like, hold on, I need help here. Hello. And he took it upon himself, and he was like, I'm going to help you. I'm going to learn how to do this so that I can help you. Oh my goodness. And next thing I know, he was sending me stuff. He was like, what you mean, like this, stuff like this? And he learned just like that. I'm like, huh? And then he's just getting better and better and better. I'm like, this was meant for you. Oh my goodness. So that's been a
I met you last year sometime. And
yes.
you know, your promotions were beautiful, but oh my goodness, they're stunning now. They are $1 million promotions, and I want to promote them for like 6 months before it happens because it's so beautiful. It's like, well, we can't let this be on just for a week. People have to see how clever this is. Like the butterfly, you put the rose martini. You know, I know with my artists, it's a different one again. And the other artists that you've done, and the doctor as well, they're all unique, and they just, you can't get them any better. You think this is the best. So over the months, you've just progressed. So I don't know who your team is that makes them, but whoever they are, and I think it might be David, but I'm not sure. Absolutely top class. Like, honestly, never seen anything on Facebook as classy as your promotions are now. So congratulations. You've really gold star. You've hit like #1 with those. You really, really have. They're unique. They're beautiful. They're different. They've got spark. They've got interest. And you wait, you know, with mine, it's like it goes gold. You've got the butterfly, then my name comes, and then you're sort of in anticipation going, oh, what's next? What's next? And they're beautiful. So congratulations on those ways, the ways that you promote something, because it's really exquisite. And nobody, no artist, nobody, no merchandise, no nothing that I've seen even matches it. So congratulations on that. You've really hit the nail on the head there, and it's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Yes, thank you. I have to say, it's a combination of ideas, verbalization, and then I'm like, well, do you think you can make it happen? And that was the secret recipe. And then he was like, well, let's see what else I can. I'm like, oh yeah, that's a good idea. And those ideas just started coming together, and it came out exactly as I was thinking and what he was thinking, and it combined and it came out exquisite. And so we often challenge each other, and that's how you are seeing so many so fast. And he's like, yeah, I can do it. I'm like, yeah, right. And then next thing you know, I'm like,
there it is. So does he sleep at all, or is he up?
I said, I'm like, you need to go to sleep. I sleep when you sleep. I'm like, okay, I got you. Okay, that's.
Oh, that's funny. So tell me, where do you see your platform going in the next 6 to 12 months?
Of course, I have huge ambition. And now, with that, let me just say this. I have a major announcement to make. I put a yes, very major announcement, very major. Oh my goodness, you know, and it feels good to have people that believe in you, because none of this would have been possible if I didn't have people that believed in me as well. And you are one of those people.
I do believe in you so much, so much.
Yes.
The gift, I don't even know how we met. All I knew is like, I would like to interview you. And it was like, how did this come across? And I always say to people, you never know who's watching. Always do the best you can, because you never know who goes, hey, I've seen you. I want you in this. So what is this big announcement?
We are officially on paper. I am partnered with Ajaxx Apparel.
Oh my God.
Yes. I'm like, what? It's official. It's official. You know, that's me when I'm like just cutting all the way loose. I'm like, you know. But yes, it's official. I am a partner. A partner. Yeah. Man.
Oh, when did this happen? This is only recent.
Yes. We were on the phone ironing out some of the details, you know, the contract and everything. And then he was like, once you on that line, it's official. And I was like, what? For real? And he was like,
Oh,
yeah. Like I get
congratulations.
triple and we good. I was like, oh my God. Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. I
Wow.
did my
What a
years and
highlight.
everything was joy last night. I did it last night. Thank you, Slide. Hey.
So
Hey,
tell me,
everybody in the chat. I'm sorry. I meant to say hello to everyone in the chat, too.
just so everybody knows, I chose to use this platform. One, because it's about RealDence Nay actually being out there, showing that we can do it, showing recognition as executive managers and CEOs, which we both are. So if there's questions there, you're going to have to read me the questions because I can't see them on my side.
Oh, okay. Okay. So far, I don't see any questions that I see. They're saying hello to you as well. Congratulations. That's from David. David said hello. Senna Rose. Fantastic. The show ongoing. Real Nay is looking great. Oh, thank you. Rose is looking amazing. Slide Jones. Yes. And I have to tell you a little snippet, small little story with Slide Jones. I was in a Facebook group, and like you said, you never know who you meet.
You never.
And yeah, but then that Facebook group, he was Slide Jones, another YouTuber. And I started viewing his platform, and I was like, okay. And his voice, Rose, sounds like the man that do the TV. Hey. You know, that's an awful imitation, but I'm like, you got that voice. Good grief.
Oh my gosh. That is so funny.
Don't fuss me out, Slide, about trying to imitate your voice, because I know that was awful. But yeah, it's like real deep and real smooth, and
Sexy.
it sounds sexy. Oh my goodness.
Sexy hot.
Right, like, woo, type of voice. But he's the most down to earth, realistic YouTuber that I have met over the things. And him and I has been keeping contact. He's always helped. And then when he saw, okay, you're really serious about what you're doing. I love your channel as well. I've been a guest on his YouTube channel as well. So, and that has helped me as well, how to navigate and everything like that. Yeah. And it's wonderful to have someone like that. And he did agree to be one of my moderators. So, of course, I'm going to mod you up, Slide. He said, I'm dying laughing.
That is so funny. And it's true. You don't know who is watching, and you never know which direction. You can be here doing really, really well, and you just get one person and you just go off in a totally different direction, which is really fantastic. So coming back to your merchandise, is it doing well? Are you pleased with it?
I'm really just starting to give it a push.
Yep.
Now that all the signatures are on the line, because of course you gotta have it. Yeah, you have to have it on. Nothing really exists unless it's on paper.
Yep.
Yeah.
I know.
So you have to have those contracts. That is definitely one thing. And once everything was on the dotted line, I got back my registered trademark. And I have the number now that people can do far as the notifications. And that number I'm working on, there's so much behind the scenes stuff going on. But I know I have people like you, Australia. I have people in Africa. I have people in Canada, that has been reaching out to me. And they're like, okay, well, that number is only for US. That's not fair. You have everyone around the world. So I'm working on it. Hold on.
It is really challenging. You think when you register something, it's like, well, you can do it anywhere in the world. It's not. You've got to make sure each country is different, each laws are different. People have no idea what it takes to bring something to you. It's a marathon, and you really need someone who's tech savvy behind you going, okay, I can do this, I can fill this in, answering those emails, because if you spend all the time doing everything, you can't progress forward. There's no way you can progress forward because you're stuck with all of that. So you're lucky that you've got a team around you and that it's working and everything else. So tell me, with your contract with Ajaxx, tell me, what does it give you? What's happening with it? Where's it going to take you? What are you expecting?
Well, my brand is called Real Ones. Yes. Real Ones is my brand. Real Ones was totally my idea. Real Ones is definitely unique, as in I am a real one, and I deliver that on my platform. I deliver my realness pretty much everywhere I go, because I'm like this. Everyone claims to be a real one, but are you really?
Yeah.
So that makes it unique. And I trademarked it. And no one was using it here in the US. So they were like, there you go. Of course, and I said, okay, so what am I going to do with it? And I had to sharpen it, fine tune it the way I wanted it to look, come up with the logo, and it's a lot. It's a lot. It's not just saying, oh, I'm going to drop a clothing. I'm going to do this. No. And if you slap something together, people will be able to tell. And I'm not going to get a bad reputation when it comes to the items. I'm definitely doing high quality. I'm not doing the dollar store anything. I'm sorry. Not to knock the dollar store, because I utilize them myself. But when it comes to things that I know being active, meaning if I wash something, I want to be able to wear it a couple of more times. You know what I mean?
There is nothing worse than buying merchandise from anywhere in the world, and it's one wash and it frills around. It's like a frill neck lizard in Australia. It winkles around here, and it's like, oh, is he trying to flatten it to wear it, or you've got to wear your scalp or your hair around to hide it, or it shrinks, or the color changes. I'm the same. You've got to have quality. If you want your brand to last, you've got to have quality. You can always go, oh, look, I'm just going to, discount this little item to just give a few people that haven't been able to reach it. You can do that, but they still get that quality, because that's what you're about. You're amazing. You give quality with your interviews. You're not going to give second-class quality when it comes to merchandise. You don't give second-class information of respecting somebody and saying, hey, we want to, you don't give somebody advice, this little bit. You go, hey, this is all my advice. You can choose to take it. You can choose to pick bits out of it, or you can choose to think, well, I've just given you a heap of rubbish. And that's what you do. And that's what I love about you. You give from the heart and the soul with everything that you do. And it's lovely. And it shows even with your promotions that you flyers you do. There's nothing second rate about you. You could wear your crown. You need a crown. I should send you a tiara for next time you're on for next month. That's what I'll do. We'll wear tiaras next time. I will send you one from Australia. Do you want
that would be cool.
Gold
you know I'll rock it too. I'll be sit that sucker right with no cap.
Yeah. We can wear it on the side. It won't matter.
I had bobby pins, whatever I got to do. I've been like, look, Rose.
We can be queens next month.
Queens, yes. Well, we already queens, honey.
Oh, you're beautiful.
Yes, and so yeah, man, I'm just happy because Rose, I just love you so much. And I'm like, wow. You know, we've already said this before. We're like sisters from another mother. You know, we have our, even when we're not in the business realm, you and I sit back and just talk and have our girl talk. We'll be on the phone like, oh, what? They did what? Ew, you know. You know
We
how we
do.
do.
We do. We have these conversations, and I have to tell you, she rings me at the most stupidest times, and it's like I'm out having coffee, or I'm in the loo, or something. And it's like I've got to take this. And we're just like, and we talk, and we talk, and we share, and we scream, and we laugh, and we cry. We
Yeah.
are really like sisters, just in different countries. What is it? Sisters from another mister. That's what it is.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Because
That's what it is.
you know, my mom told me that story. Like, he's a shaky feather. Okay.
You and I are thinking two different things now. Oh my god. Oh, this is
Oh.
now. Can we get back? Can we get back to your future? What are we doing? Tell me.
Well, the future, the future will definitely hold as much as it'll hold a. If it busts at the seams, guess what I'm going to do? Build something else around it, and we're going to keep it moving. Like, oh no, we're going to do this. There's no stopping. There's no stopping. No stopping at all. And I'm building it as a legacy for my children and my grandchildren and their grandchildren. And, you know, and I want to build it so that all they have to do is just keep it going and give new innovation to it. Just keep adding on to it. That's all you got to do.
And what's beautiful is that, you know, I'm old. I'm actually very old. Not that I look 100% old, but I'm really quite old. I know you're not as old as me, nowhere near it. But the thing is, what I would do and what you do is two different, because we're different generations. But when you've got children and grandchildren coming up, they just change it totally to what it is, and they just fit it in. So it doesn't matter how old the channel is, or, you know, how many, hundreds of years go by, the generations just do it to fit the generations that it is. So it is a legacy. It is something that's always there, and they can bring up and go, oh, look at Nan, look what Nan did, like, look how crazy she is with that, or look what she said, or look what she wore, because they all look at us looking at like, wow, are you really wearing that? And it's like, yeah, I am.
Yeah. That's right. That's right. But my grandmother taught me very well. She was like, honey, you're not dead yet. Long as you don't catch pneumonia in that thing.
I love that. I love it. I love it. So tell me, how many interviews a month do you do?
Wow. You know, honestly, I try to do at least 3 a month, which equals out to roughly 1 a week. Sometimes I like to switch it up, you know, and I like my news, because the news that I do on my channel is usually news you don't see on your national television set. But I do stuff that is very important that people should really know. I know that market is not being filled. And the other YouTubers that do it, the news, they don't do it like I do it. You know?
No, you're unique though. You're unique.
Yeah, right.
You've got to remember
we have
that.
different things, you know. And one thing I found out is a lot of people, they'll name their sources, but I'm sorry, the tire recall video was informative. Thank you. And yes. And when I name my sources, where I found my articles from, because people also like, okay, well, how did you find out? And I have actually had people that said, I didn't know what I was talking about. I don't argue with them. I'm like, all you have to do is go on such and such site that's listed in the description box below, and you'll see that. Thank you. Have a nice day. Come back now. You hear? You
Yep.
know?
And that's true. It's not the name and shame. You're not out there shaming anybody, but for you to go, hey, I watched something to do with beef with you. I think it was beef. I remember the different animal cuts and everything, and you were talking
Yeah.
about beef, and you named it. It's not the name and shame. It's saying, hey, this is where I've got my information from. I'm accountable for what I do. I'm showing you my accountability, and that's something that you do no matter what you do with whoever you interview or whatever news you're doing, which means as an Australian, when I look at that, it's like, I know you've done your homework. I know I don't have to go back and look at all of those. It's not affecting me, but it's knowledge that I want to know. I was watching Ghana TV, I don't know what station it was, and they were talking, that the newsreader was there, and they were talking about data and COVID and the budget and everything else, and it was just so informative to know just from an Australian on these things. So it doesn't matter what you're putting out there. There are people all over the world that don't see what you're actually putting out there, and it's valuable. To know that you've done your research, you don't have to go and cross-check it or think, oh, she doesn't know what she talks about, because you've already put it out. And that's a feather in your cap, because you're doing everything correctly. And I love that about you. I really do love you. And what I think, YouTube, I think, embraces you, because you try to do the best. Yes, we do make mistakes, but everybody makes mistakes, but you do your best, and you should really pat yourself on the back for that, which is good. So still tell me more what you're going to do in the next 12 months. I want to hear the journey forward. Is really interesting to hear. I do this with artists, and it's amazing, how they see things. So yeah, what's your plans?
I planned on I have a TV series that's actually coming out, and I can't go to deep details about that, but yeah. So, and then behind the scenes, that's been a lot of work as well. Trying to get that rolled out properly, getting the permissions that we have to have from certain places. Even if you film here in the United States, if you film certain places, you still have to have that permit in order to film. And since this is not only in one or two locations, this is basically across the U.S., waiting on other people, I can say this, is slowing down the process, but we have to wait. Because they're the one little person that seems like it's like the only one little person that can sign on the dotted line. Like, is that the only one you have? I mean, good God, you can't give somebody else. How long has it been on their desk? Good Lord,
Yep.
So
yep.
Yeah, it's
where in the pile am I? How far from the top or the bottom? Does he take from the top or from the bottom, or am I in the middle? Right. Like, please. Yeah.
Right.
Red tape's horrible.
Question. The first question, though, that they ask, usually even before they ask your name, did you send payment?
But money, I don't know. We say money talks, bullshit walks, and you'll have to edit that out if I can't say that, but that's literally how it is. It's either money, doesn't matter what the mouth is, if you don't have that cash here, nah, it just doesn't work.
But they want the money, but want to take their dear sweet time at delivering whatever they are supposed to deliver. And then when they're slowing down the process, they don't want to respond until you ask, okay, well, since you have a hard time fulfilling this particular task, can I get a refund then? Oh, there's no refunds. Oh, da, da, da. So when are you going to skip to my skip to the loo, do something? Hello. Time is money. Money is time. And it's true.
It
Yeah,
is.
it's honestly true. Yeah.
So
So
with the recording of this, you're saying that you want to be able to do the video shooting anywhere with news. So does this mean you're going to do this, or you're employing somebody to do this for you? Like you won't be able to do everything, and you know, I don't know where you are in the USA. I don't need people to know either. But you can't be everywhere. So do you have a team once you do this?
yeah, of course, that's what the team. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There are going to be select places that I will be definitely, because I'm still controlling directive of everything and coordinator to make sure, because I have to, no matter what, I have to abide by YouTube guidelines
Yep.
in order for this to work the way I'm planning for it to work.
Mm-hmm.
So once things come, I'm the one, since it's my name at the end of the day that's going to be on the line, I'm checking all the fine lines to make sure that I don't end up catching the heat, because I'm like, you're not going to
It's your
ruin me.
name.
I know
It's your
who you
name.
are,
Yeah.
but you're not going to ruin me. Next.
What people
So,
don't understand when you start a business, it's 100% you. Then it goes to like 20%, somebody else, and 80%, you. And then it ends up being more like 30% you, and the rest is run by everybody else, because you've got to control everything. You
you have
can't
to.
do everything, but you need the loyalty and respect of people to get you there.
Right.
And you're really on top of all of this, which is really lovely. So you've got your
And
TV happening, you've got your contract happening. So anything else that you would like to share?
one thing I would love to share is the fact that I am ready to get up out of the daggone US and travel.
Well, I know there's some places in the world Australia will not accept, and to fly at the moment to Australia is really, really, really difficult. One of my artists, I've been very, very blessed to get a diplomat passport. So I'm going to, you have no idea the connections that I have. It was very, very big blessing. But it's still, when they come to Australia, you've got to go to quarantine for anywhere from 14 to 21 days. So that's quite a few $1,000s, and nobody can visit you. Yeah, I can ring you. So don't come yet. Don't come to Australia yet, because I can't greet you at the airport. I can't run up and go, oh my God, you're here, and give you hugs and kisses and show the world that we're together, because it's not going to work. You'll be here for 14 days, 2 weeks to 3 weeks before I'll even be able to touch you and go, welcome to Australia. So don't come yet. And the flights are extremely, extremely expensive. Like for someone to come from West Africa to here, we're looking about 67,000 Ghana cities. Yeah. And they won't let them in, because I ask every week. It's like, no.
And then even with all of that money spent, they still have to do the 14 or 21 days.
Yes. So that would be, I'll talk Ghana cities. Well, it's 3,500 Australian dollars for someone to go into quarantine for 14 days to 21 days.
Whoa,
and that's not food. That's not food. That's only for them to sleep there. That's no food. You still have to pay for food on top of that. And yeah, it's crazy. Crazy.
Wait. Whoa. Hold up. That's a bit much. Hold on. You're telling me, wait. You're telling me you have to go into quarantine, then you also have to pay to be in quarantine that you don't want to be in.
In the beginning, you didn't have to, but now the government's made it you do. So if I bring my artist out to Australia, I have to pay for quarantine first, because the diplomat passport's also on my record label. So it's like, they travel on my record label with the diplomat passport. Oh, yeah, it's quite official. So they come here all at my expense. I'm legally responsible for every single thing that they do. And then they go into quarantine. I have to feed them while they're in quarantine. Then they get to come to my house and stay and say, hi, how are you? That's if. And you would understand that some people's mental capacity wouldn't cope with isolation in a different country for that amount of time.
No.
So you can't come either because it's going to cost you too much money.
You're right. I love you, but no.
You know, it will change once the injection goes round. It will change, and they're talking about the injection for the COVID to be part of your passport. So if you haven't got the COVID, they're talking about if you haven't got the COVID, you can't get in. So, you know, not everybody wants the COVID injection. So, yeah, I reckon about another 12 months before it will be back to some sort of one, you know, normal. So I want you to travel, but I can't go. But you know what? I don't know if I can get to America. Now, that might be a bit more of a challenge that's acceptable.
Well, you know what? They've been changing stuff so well. I have to say this because I am in the U.S.
Don't say it. I can hear that. Like, how am I going to say this?
Just make sure you read. Anybody, that's all. I'm just going to recommend. Do your homework in its entirety.
Yes.
Don't take what someone just tell you. Check it and double check it because it'll change from one day to the next day. It'll be some sort of change. It's been crazy. I can't even keep up with it.
I needed to be in Africa for a funeral in January, for the 22nd of January, and I could get government permission to go, but they said it would take me 12 months to get home before I'd get a flight home because there's no flights home.
12 months?
Really? And I said, but I can't do that to my daughter. So I didn't go to the funeral. So I said, so do I go to Africa, then from Africa go to America, then from America to Australia? Because I could do possibly that. But then that increases the expenses of it going from country to country. So it was crazy. So no, things just change crazy. But anyway, we've gone past your time. We need to come back to you. So have you got anything else that you want to add today?
After that, honey, that has made me like, you know what? But I offer free shipping, you guys. If you like to order, you know.
That is so perfect. Free shipping. You want to come to visit? It's free shipping.
You know, if you can fit in a box, then maybe, you know, hey. I don't know what you're going to do for oxygen. I don't know what, you know, how long your oxygen is going to last you, but, you know, maybe you're one of those ones that can walk on the ocean floor. Maybe you can get there like that. I don't know.
Or swim, paddle, get your little canoe out.
Can you see that?
I watched Wilson at the weekend and he made his little raft up and then just drifted till a ship picked him up. Maybe that's what we need to do. Get you out there or get me out there. Oh, that is so
all I can say is, Coast Guard, help. I do that.
So do you offer free shipping with your merchandise? Is that what you're doing?
Within the United States, U.S. territories, and U.S., yes, so far. The other half, like I said, you know, we have people that are in various countries. So I'll be working with a vendor within those countries to help with that situation. So that is definitely coming up soon.
Yes, please monitor that. Please monitor that. Okay, it's very, very important to have that monitored. I've got a friend, Julie Angelina. She's exquisite. She lives on the other side of Australia. It costs me the same money to fly to America as it is to fly to the other side of Australia. So It is, it's
Mm.
crazy. But she does merchandise for her cooking show, and her person does all of it. She doesn't she's got MS. So she had to have a company that handled everything. I will get that company's name for you. So if you need
Oh,
some extra information, or to look at a different way, because they handle the ordering, the refunds, the putting them out, any problems, faulties, everything, they handle the whole thing, and she just gets her money every month. So it's quite a good way,
wow.
because she can't, with her, she's got a disability son, and she does a cooking show and MS herself, so it's very hard for her to do everything. She's the most exquisite woman I've ever met in my life. But yeah, I will get
Wow.
you the information for you, and I'll just text that to you, so you can have a look at a different company as well. If yours doesn't work very well, it gives you some options. It's good to know it, and
Yeah.
it might not be acceptable for you, but it might. Like, you just don't know. And I think it's an American company, I believe, that's doing it.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sure whatever, that is, since I am partnered, and I have great partners. Thank you. I couldn't have been blessed with better partners, seriously,
Yeah,
because they've been in the game for over 20 something, like close to 30 years.
that's
So,
wonderful.
yeah, with their experience and then the quality of stuff that they have. Matter of fact, this is just one of the
Up, take it up, turn it
mugs.
round. We can't see it. It's beautiful.
This is
Yeah,
one of the mugs.
that's gorgeous. That's a
Yeah,
beautiful mug. Yeah,
high quality, everything.
yeah,
It's not thin. You know how some
yeah.
mugs, as soon as you bump it into something, it'll crack. Like, you don't want that, because sometimes you can make a mistake and put something down too hard. And you don't want just like, oh my God, there goes my mug, not
Yeah.
this one. And it's lipstick proof.
Oh, there's nothing worse than bringing a mug out of the dishwasher, and you still got your lipstick on it. It's like, well, is it clean, isn't it?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I was like, what? No lipstick? Are you
And
trying?
imagine
What is
what they
on
do with the lipsticks to make them stay on our lips. Like, let's get real here.
Well, yeah, that too. But you know what? I'm not trying to be funny, honey. But that particular lipstick that, like, oh, it don't leave your lips. I'm like, I don't know. That sounds kind of too close to bleaching your lips. Like, I don't know about that. I don't know. I do want to be able to, take it off. It don't leave your lips and stay on for 12 hours. I don't want lipstick on for 12 hours.
Oh, do you sleep? Oh my God. If
You
I could
know,
sleep 12 hours, I would be doing really, really well.
right. So I like to be able to stay in control here. Like, these are my
Yeah.
lips. The lipstick
Yeah.
is not going to control my lips. I control the lips.
So tell me, any holidays, anything exciting coming up, or any news you'd like to share?
Whew. It's some things, but I know I can't. I can't. Not yet.
Yep.
Not yet.
So
I do
watch this
have some
space,
things that
everybody.
are what they call non-disclosure agreements. So yeah, there is a such thing. There is a such thing as that. When you get into the serious portion of business, it definitely, I didn't think it was that serious, but it is.
Yep.
Because theft is so bad. People love to, theft is horrible. I don't do thieves. I don't do that. I try to be as honest as possible. Some stuff you say, well, you know what? We're about to hurry up and get this done. So you tell them this real quick and we got to go. But that's harmless, totally harmless. I'm talking about theft as in your ideas, your merchandise. I mean, people are crazy sometimes. Crazy.
And what people don't understand as well, that you might have an idea and you do it so different to what I would do it. Like, people don't understand. You were talking about people not, when they first started when you first started your YouTube, that people would not share things because they were like, oh, someone's going to steal it. But that doesn't mean that it's going to take anybody at all is going to be able to do what you do. They can try. Some will be better, but most people can't do it to the capacity that you can do because they think, you know, and I say small-minded people because they think they can do it, but they don't realize how big the you know, to do something is, and you lose interest, or you can't do it as well, or you don't have the backing of the great team around you. So it doesn't matter what ideas you share. Some people can run, and it's not many people. It's only like 1 or 2% that actually could go past you. And people don't realize that. They think there's thousands of people out there going to do, you know, steal it and become better than them. But it's not. It's a it's 1 to 2%, and that's all. The, you know, 98% of the people just can't do what you're doing. They don't have the passion. They don't have the love. They don't have the technology. They don't have the team. You know, you've got to have those contacts. So that's what people don't understand. So when you're coming to book here, you know, with RealDence Nay, it's crazy. You just book and just be yourself and just embrace her with what you've got to offer. But remember, you have to have quality to do that. What are we looking at? It looks like a passport.
Honey. Oh, it was upside down.
It's the little black book that's got all the secrets in it.
There you go. This is my secret right here. My sanity is in this book. Okay.
And do you concentrate on one day?
You know, this calendar, it keeps all of my schedule together. I'm old school. I still write. It's nothing like the good old fashioned pen and paper. I'm telling you, I'm old school. I still put stuff on my phone. I still put stuff on my laptop, but it's technology. And I have had several occasions, different occasions, where my phone will just go, bloop, dead, done, kaput, nada. And what would you do without, if you didn't have a backup? If you did not have this backup, what would you do? So, you know, before computers and all these phones and all this stuff, this was it. This was always dependable. So,
and I have one too. And I use my phone, and I have to tell you, I have two phones, the one we're on and my personal one. And it's like between the three of them, it's a bit crazy sometimes, but I know that I can take anything, because if I know that if I've got my paper one with me, I know I can open it and go, yes, I can do that on the day. Then I can come back and put it in my phone and my reminders and everything else. Right. It's a really, really good way to do it. And it's also when you get so much to do in a day, ideas come to you. Now, I found some words last night about your heart being a house, and that your house is your home, and it's your heart. And it was like, oh my God, I've got to write this down. And I wrote it down and sent it to me as a text. But, you know, if I had my diary, I probably wouldn't have done that. But all my appointments and what I need to concentrate on, because when you're in business, when you're an executive manager, you're inundated. And sometimes you've just got to go, I'm so exhausted. I've not slept. I've got so much pressure. All I can do is today. So you open that up for the day and you work with that day. Tomorrow will sort itself out. And as you work through it, you'll be amazed that, oh, I was able to accomplish that. But not only that, but I did do a few things for the next days forward. But when you get inundated, do you find that? Do you find that you become so overwhelmed? It's like, where do I start?
Yeah. Yeah. It still happens. Even with keeping that book and the schedules in your phones and everything like that, it still happens, because it seems like I always get some sort of email or phone call or something that'll pop up, like, and you're like, wait a minute, wait a minute, what? Oh my God. So you find yourself trying to squeeze in and rearrange just a nudge of 3-5 minutes. You know, it's amazing how those 1 or 2 little minutes start becoming so valuable and so precious
Yeah.
when you're trying to actually accomplish something. It's time consuming, but if that's what you know you want and you are actually thriving towards it, it's going to happen.
Yep.
It's going to happen.
Yep.
And I believe because I've been who I've been and remain myself, and haven't deviated from being myself, I don't even realize what be happening sometimes until I wake up sometimes and I'm like, oh, that did happen. Oh, okay.
Or you get an email and you sort of deal with it, and then it comes back and you think, wow, I didn't realize it was going to go down that channel, but this is really sensational.
Right. Yeah. I had a to-do list that is on old-fashioned spiral notebook paper. And the to-do list was filled on that paper from top to bottom. Looking at it, just at generally looking at it, it looked and appeared overwhelming. And
Yep.
honestly, when I looked at it and I realized how much I had wrote on it, I was like, how in the world am I gonna, what in the world? I can't believe I put all that on myself.
Mm-hmm.
But then I said, well, I gotta do what I gotta do. It's part of the process. It's part of what they're putting in the work. So
I look at it as a shopping list, and I look at it and think, okay, this is what I need to do. Is there anything else I can add to that on this list? And then I start chopping and changing and going, okay, while I'm doing this can be covered and this will be covered. And then before you know it, you've got it done, and then you write your next list out, and it still can be just as long because your next day you have so much more to do. But you conquer it. It's amazing how you conquer things. You just don't lose focus. And as long as, so sleeping, is sleeping good for you, or do you find sleeping difficult?
Sleeping, sometimes it is difficult. I'm just going to be honest. I mean, sometimes sleeping can be difficult because my brain be running with so much information until I physically laying there. I have to calm my mind down because it just be like, I guess the fast computer information be, those neurons to my brain be traveling, honey. Be like, hey, get back there, calm down. Some people might call me psycho, but hey, my psycho works for me. Thank you.
Yep. We do the best we can, the best way we can. Yeah. No, it's really, really good. So tell me, is there anything else you want to add today?
Yes, if you guys don't mind, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I am RealDence Nay. Please, please, please follow me on all my social medias. If you want me to name them, I can. Put it in the chat right fast. Ask me. But the easiest way for you guys to find all of my social media, you can actually Google RealDence Nay, and that's available in every country.
Yep.
You can Google,
and she's got YouTube, she's got Twitter, she's got Facebook, she's got Instagram. We're everywhere, and
ClubHouse.
You'll see
ClubHouse. Yes, I'm on that too.
On ClubHouse, good.
Yes.
With the you'll see on mine that you will see that RealDence Nay will actually put a post up, so sometimes that might just jump out at you, so don't forget to follow her because she's really worthwhile. The different things that she actually interviews, like the different subjects, the different subjects, topics, and people that she interviews is just amazing. We've got artists, we've got doctors, we've got authors, with the news things are just whatever's happening in her area that she thinks that people should be acknowledged with or educated with. So please, don't hesitate to find her, hunt her down. You can contact me if you can't, and I will give you some links towards her as well. We help each other all the time. So please make sure you do reach out, and please like, subscribe and share her YouTube. My aim is to see this ABSI be one of the biggest platforms that are around, and it's amazing what you can do. So yeah. So is there anything else before we end?
Oh, Rose, I want to thank you, and I want to tell people this was very interesting because usually I'm the one doing the interviewing, and so I'm like, oh, what do I do? What am I supposed to say? It's different, and it's been fun, interesting, and I'm glad it was you because it made it more comfortable. I'm not even gonna lie, I was like, I don't think that's gonna go right. How does that look? Me get an interview? Like, wait a minute, what? No.
Do you know, when you're the interviewer, people don't get to see you. People don't see you for you. And it was, the saddest part is when you ring somebody and you say, I want to bring you up, I want you to shine. The first thing that a lot of people think is, what does she want? But it's nothing. I don't want anything in return, because what I get, I've already had my blessings where I was asked to be interviewed in the first place. But to be able to turn this around and go, let me interview you. You are the CEO. You're an executive manager. There is nobody above you. How does people get to know you? So it was my blessing to actually offer this to you. But I have to tell you, it was the most funniest phone call I've ever had. It was like, oh, wow. Yeah, really? Oh. That's how the phone call went. And I think that went for 15 minutes before I actually got a word out of her. But it was like, yeah, sure. So it's been an absolute blessing to turn this around. And I hope people, and I pray that people will actually really look at this, really see how beautiful you are, what you offer, how much you bless people all the way around the world, and how successful that you have become just from the beginning through to now. And your journey is not even halfway. You're climbing, we talk about climbing mountains with my artists. You're still at the bottom of this mountain. You climb a mountain, get to the top, and you come back down. You're still climbing this next one. And honestly, the next 12 months sounds absolutely amazing for you. And I'm so grateful to call you my friend. And I'm so grateful that it was me that was able to do this with you. I value you. I value your family, even though I have not met your family, but I hear like they're my own family. And I'm very grateful that you do that. And thank you for that. And I want to wish you all the best for these next 12 months. I know we have interviews, not for myself, but for my artists as well. And I'm grateful for those. And I just want you to shine. And never, ever, no matter how hard life gets, I want you to remember you shine brighter than anybody that I know. And I'm so grateful, and I love you from my heart.
I love you too. Okay. You always do that to me every time. Oh my gosh.
All right. Well, if you haven't got anything else to say, we can end this now, unless you've got something you needed to share that I didn't cover. But I think we've covered everything.
Yeah.
I think we need to finish. I think there's some tears that need to flow here. Thank you for everything.
They're good tears, though. They're positive tears. I just know the fight.
Oh, I forgot to ask, is there any questions we haven't answered? Did anybody ask anything there that we didn't answer?
You blocked many. Wait a minute. You went off on a lot of your friends. Wait a minute. What are they talking about? You know what? Negative comments, I'm not even going to speak on. But, okay. You know,
the one thing I will say to people.
I want to read that comment. I'm pretty sure people in the chat can see what I'm talking about.
Just wait 1 minute, darling. Just wait 1 minute. Guys, sometimes we get blamed for things that we don't do. it's very, very easy for our accounts to be hacked. They're very, very easy to actually, you can copy a link and you can copy a profile. So please don't ever judge what things are happening. Sometimes you need to reach out to us personally and say, hey, this has happened, without it being plastered all over social media, because sometimes it's just not what you think it is. And I have to say, it's probably 95% of what people don't see. People don't know how often I get hacked, or people don't know how often somebody will send something. Messenger is one of the easiest things for people to hack and actually write a message. I've personally experienced it. I've lost 15,000 photos because Apple removed my phone because we couldn't get the hackers out of my phone. So please don't, as much as you might put something up negative today, please always take that private, because privacy is more valuable, and you'll get the truth. And if there's a problem, there is a problem, but you resolve it, because that's what adults do. And that's what we're about. We're not about negative, we're about positive. And this is how we resolve our issues as well. So I want to say thank you to everybody for being part of here. Thank you for your time. Anybody that watches the replay, thank you for being part of that as well. Please share and like this. Please, talk to your friends, and you'd be very welcome to reach out if you'd like an interview, if you think you've got a topic that could be talked about. My beautiful girlfriend, thank you very much. And I love you very much, and reach out to me anytime privately. And thank you for your time. And we'll end this live now.
All right, you guys.
Okay,
Thank
bye.
you. I really enjoyed this. And slide, I'm going right now. Let's see here. All right, you guys, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Please share this video. Please give this video a thumbs up. Also, comments in the comment section will be available directly after this live. So you guys know how to find me. It's been real. Thank you. Thank you. Real ones attract other real ones. Well said, Slide Jones. Thank you. Oh, man, that is the truth.